Number 7. Shawn Thornton. Although he's retired now, Shawn Thornton absolutely hated Subban during his days as a Boston Bruin. He always found ways to get on the nerves of Subban and openly discussed how he dislikes the way Subban plays. He even called out Subban for throwing a dangerous hit on him that led to a lower body injury for Thornton. This is one of the many examples that sparked Thornton to squirt water on Subban during the 2014 playoffs between the Bruins and Canadiens. One can only blame team rivalry for Thornton's actions towards Subban, but it should be addressed that he simply could not stand Subban as a player. When a player is consistently going after someone every time he plays against them, it's clear animosity is present. Number 6. Sidney Crosby. As the Stanley Cup playoffs progressed last season, Crosby's hatred for Subban clearly grew. After Game 3, Subban told reporters that Crosby told him that his breath smelled. This, in return, started Subban's Listerine gag, which was a growing topic throughout the series. Although while this may have been humorous, it was clear at the same time that it rubbed Crosby the wrong way, because when asked about it, he defensively stated that he never said it and seemed agitated. Number 5. John Scott. Last year's NHL All-Star MVP John Scott had some very harsh words to say about PK Subban when asked about him in an ESPN E60 special. In the documentary, Scott went on to say, "I don't like him. I think on ice, he's a piece of garbage. He's proceeded like he's a hotshot. This guy thinks that he's better than everybody." It is clear that as a player, Scott not only has hatred for the way he's played, but has found his personality to be very arrogant. When responding to those comments, Scott went on to say that the interview occurred 2 years before and that he didn't want to negatively impact Subban's success he had in the playoffs. He later went on to say that the interview happened at a time when he was angry at Subban, but stands by his comments at that time. Number 4. Brandon Dubinsky. Dubinsky is a similar player to Subban in that he often annoys the people who he plays against as well. Yet, when it comes to Subban, he was actually the victim in the beginning of their rivalry. Back in 2011, Subban threw an incredibly dangerous slew foot on Dubinsky that led to an awkward fall. It became a big topic around the league and was the centerpiece reason why many fans began to see Subban as a dirty player. Although animosity between the two players has seemed to lower since the years have passed, it's clear that Dubinsky was extremely angry over what happened. Although Dubinsky is fine today, it is fair to say that he will never forget that hit and will always have a little bit of resentment towards Subban as a player. Number 3. Tom Plekanec. Subban's eccentric playing style even angered some of his former teammates in Montreal. However, none is more prevalent than the incident with Tom Plekanec. During a team practice, Subban and Plekanec got into a scrap following a team drill. This was very shocking to many Canadiens fans because Plekanec is known as a finesse player who rarely involves himself in the physical side of hockey. With that, it should come to the mind of many fans that Plekanec was one of many players who simply did not like Subban's style of play, even when they were teammates. Number 2. Darren Pang. Darren Pang often criticized Subban's on and off the ice personality while commentating for TSN. While speaking about Subban, he openly stated that he should play in a more conservative manner, such as Blues defenseman Alex Pietrangelo. He said that the way Subban acts on the ice is incorrect and is the reason why a lot of players dislike him. Commentators are normally expected to have a neutral stance on players personally, but Pang went against this. Number 1. Every Pittsburgh Penguins fan. It's quite common for fans to hate the opposing team's superstar when focusing on the Stanley Cup Finals, yet when it comes to Subban and Pittsburgh, the hatred is at an all-time high. Through the Stanley Cup Finals, Subban had relentlessly agitated both Penguins star players Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Also, after a whistle, Subban skated towards the bench and cursed at the fans of Pittsburgh. This is more than enough to make Subban enemy number 1. The lack of respect that he has shown towards them and their players is enough for them to hate him to the degree that they do.